showtime, folks!
It's been a while. Welcome, everyone, to an all-new live Downright Sports right here on DJ Chase Radio. Downright Sports always airs on DJ Chase Radio, Monday through Fridays from 12 to 1, thus making me the Monday through Friday delight. What? My wife hates that nickname. I love it, though. If you've never heard Downright Sports before, well, you're about to get it live, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, for the first time ever, 4 new shows live, back to back to back. Well, not back, because we're going to take Tuesday. That was more of a rant. So, the WNBA returned this past week, and the biggest takeaway was not the fact that the Aces may not be as good as they once was. The biggest takeaway wasn't that the Liberty defended their championship on banner raising night. The biggest question, or the biggest conversation, is now back to the same lazy ass conversation they had last year. And the media continues to try to create this women's basketball race war, which I truly believe is the laziest form of reporting on this league. There are tons of great players, and I know you need a storyline, but the storyline should not be openly the battle between Angel and Caitlyn, and because Angel's black and Caitlyn's white. I just think the storyline is Angel and Caitlyn have a rivalry that dates back to college. I'm not naive and stupid either. This was the same storyline that they kind of used with Bird and Magic, but I didn't live through the 80s. I was just born in it. But when you look back, it seems more or less like they allowed the fans to kind of say it, but the media itself didn't say that. I'm going to blame Caitlyn Clark right now for something. This offseason, we have not heard word one from Caitlyn Clark. Not a word, not a peep, not a hello, nothing. And that's her prerogative. She wants to stay quiet and out of the limelight, fine. But here's my thing, Caitlyn. And I'm not being an Angel apologist or anything like that, because I got my own question marks about Angel Reese. But if we're going to, last year, a lot of us, if we're going to put Caitlyn on our shoulder to say she is the beacon of the WNBA, then she needs to do her job and be that beacon. Last year, there were more eyes on your league than ever before. And when the season ended, you went missing. I'm not saying you need to start a podcast like half the world. But we do need to see and hear, because the mystique of Caitlyn it could grow, but your game got to be as such. So, like, if you're going to be the quiet in the shadows person, then you got to have a game that changes everything. You got to average 35 points a game. If not, then you got to get the league back something. So fans have a reason to keep buying and loving and, and wanting to support you. You got to fly the flag. But reporters, the media, podcasters, influencers, we got to stop. I'm not any of that, but we have to stop the Angel versus Caitlyn, the Nation of Islam versus the Ku Klux Klan nonsense, because that's what it is. Angel Reese is a fantastic basketball player, okay? Her team is dog crap, but she's a great player. And I think the fact that she's on it, like, they got blown out in that first game. But I don't think that's Angel's fault. She's a great player. She's an emotional player. You can tell she is a young woman who's trying to find herself in this world. She's trying to solidify and put her stamp on the game. She's trying to put a stamp on her career. But she has to constantly defend herself in her blackness. And as a black person, that is exhausting. We're black 24/7, the same way Caitlyn Clark is white 24/7. We don't want to make that our focus. She doesn't need to make that her focus. She's a ball player. She's a basketball player, a great basketball player. Smart person. Stop trying to drag her down with this narrative, and I know somebody, they said racist comments. That stuff's gonna happen. It constantly happens because our country is ugly and ignorant. But these are two players that are competitive and heated and want to win. Angel Reese is the best counter to Caitlyn, and Caitlyn is the best counter to Angel. And if the league really, it was smart the league put them on the first day. It was stupid. It was the same day as it was an NBA game. But every time these two play, that game needs to be on TV, prime time. Every time they play, because people want to see them for whatever reason. But if you're the media, you don't need to point out the reason. The fans will let you know, but you don't need to point it out. Just talk about how great they are. Talk about the competitors, who's better on the court, who's not. I promise you, you rather the conversation be that than the last thing you want is a race conversation in basketball or any sport, because it only gets ugly before it gets good, and it gets ugly for a long time.